Hey guys, Butch Brown here. Hey, I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about this second generation thumper tail that I've done some modifications to. This bait right here, right now, is going to be brought out in limited numbers. Probably make 4 colors a year on a run, and Tackle Warehouse will be handling that and other places. But I've had this bait for well over probably 20-25 years, and I kept it for myself because I changed what was given to me years ago and modified it my way. Some of the modifications that have been made from the old one, for one thing, it's super soft. Number 2 is I've made the hook a little bit bigger. It's a black hook, short shank. It is still a VMC, super sharp. It's crimped with the 60-pound 7-strand and a A2 sleeve. And anybody that buys this bait, I recommend that you pick up some wire and some crimps and practice, because you know, after you catch a couple of fish using this, you need to re-crimp it. It's very wise to do that, and it's just the way it's going to be. It's my way. That's the way I fish it, and that's the way I'm going to present it to you. It's very successful for me. Another thing, key feature that's real important is right here. The nose has been welded, so there's no more open gap here. So there's no place for the line to slide out or anything like that. Not going to lose any fish because of that. Gets bit very well. They used to come with a lead head up here. My weight is down in the chest, so when it falls, it falls like that. It doesn't just go straight down. And usually when it falls, you want to keep the line a little bit on the tight side so that it, you know, it sort of keeps on a swim on the way down. Otherwise it starts to spin, and then, you know, every once in a while you get the hook behind here, and you should retie if you get it nicked or something. But it's all a part of fishing. You know, if you think that something is just meant to cast and catch fish and everything is hunky-dory, you're mistaken. It's up to you to make the adjustments on what you have to do, and nothing is a given. I never use this slot here for the trap hook in the belly. That's strictly up to you, but I leave it just like it is. It gets bit. If the hole starts to tear a little bit, you can either put a drop of Mended in there, or what I like to do is I take a little thin pie decorating spatula and I heat it up a little bit, and I slide it in there and I pinch it, and then it's all welded back together and off I go. And to be honest with you, I use this bait more for a search bait, okay? A muddy water bait, it's a great bait for murky water because it's got the big tail and it throws a lot. I like to throw parallel, I like to throw along the rocks here, and I'll let this thing sink out in different depths because I can adjust it as it's falling on how I want it, where I want it to be, and then I just swim it. It's not meant to crawl on the bottom, you know, or anything like that. It's meant to cast it out and then pick up a cadence and keep it down in your zone, like for suspended fish or whatever, you know, off points. Just get down there. But once you start getting bit on it, yeah, you'll catch fish on it, and you know, maybe later on that point might not be getting bit again. Well, that'll let you know at least that there's fish around there, and then you might pick up a slide swimmer, a Hud or something like that, and give them something a little bit different to look at. You know, when I'm out here and the fish I mark on the outside are suspended, you know, there's 2 baits that I pretty much go with. One would be the Thumper Tail, the other would be the 250. And the 250 obviously is going to sink a little slower and have a little different action. So sometimes I need to cover a lot of water. But what I'm going to do, if I do come across those suspended fish, is pretty much, I got to know my depth, you know, so I'm throwing in like 30 feet. These fish seem to be suspended in about 20 to 25 feet, just off the bottom, just off some structures. And you got to sort of know what the rate of fall is on your bait. But what I like to do is I like to go ahead and just let it go all the way to the bottom, and then go ahead and bring it up from there. Like the 250 will come up immediately because your line still is a little like this. So now you're gonna be in that, right now I'm probably in that 20 to 25 foot mark, in that 30 feet. And I'm just gonna roll through them pretty slowly and see if I can't get them to go. And if I can't get them to go in a, a certain direction like this, then I'm gonna go upwind and maybe get a longer shot at them if there's some kind of little drop around the edge. Or I might even just go outside and throw in on them and bring it off from the shallow, but I have to try everything. I fish this with 20-pound line, just like I do most of my swim baits. I like the Calcutta, the 400B, and I just got introduced to this reel right here, which is the 400 Tranks, and I've thrown it all week here, and I love the reel, fantastic. I'm stuck on stuck, and maybe eventually I'll get out of this reel and buy a whole set of those, but I'm gonna keep going with these until they're gone. These two reels, 5.1, 5.8, I think anything around in between 5.1 and 6.0 is just fine. As far as rods are concerned, you need one that's at least 8 feet long, and it should be fairly heavy. A slide swimmer rod, a HUD rod, on the heavy side is just fine for the thumper tail. It throws it out there really good. Like I say, I do a Palomar knot with these. It's up to you to do what you want to do. So anyways, that's a couple of tips and modification things that I've done with this bait, and hope you get one soon. They'll be available probably in a couple of months. See ya.